When you're driving down a road, have you ever stopped to wonder how many people have actually died on it? Car crashes, hit and runs, and even construction and repair accidents are just a few of the things that could cause a spirit enough trauma to remain stuck haunting these roads. Some of them even end up haunted by more than one being or creature at a time. Today, I'm going to take you to two of these roads, both located in northern USA. Alright, hop in the passenger seat and let's hit the road. Are you ready? Then take my hand, hold it tight, and let's drive into the darkness together. In the state of Maine, there's a very famous road that runs from Aquahawk to Halton and is simply known as Route 2A. It was built in 1832 after a military post was founded in Halton in 1828, and they realized that its supplies could be delivered much quicker and easier if they actually had a road. The road runs straight through a forest and is said to be boring and gloomy year-round. Now, after the military was done using the road and before I-95 was built, the road was mainly used to import goods into Maine, a good chunk of it being potatoes. The road is known to be incredibly dangerous, especially in the winter when it ices over and the 90-degree turns that the road contains become even more hazardous. Many truckers that have traveled the road have lost their lives on it. In fact, a former trucker turned country singer, Dick Curless, wrote a song about the road called A Tombstone Every Mile, referring to the Haynesville area of the road and the death surrounding it. Oddly enough, the most famous ghosts in the area aren't truckers. In August 1957, two little girls were hit on the road by a trailer truck. Travelers say they have seen one of the girls walking along the side of the road. Some have stopped and picked up the child, but once they near the end of the road, the little girl simply vanishes from inside the car, leaving the travelers puzzled and probably terrified. Another ghost who they say they've seen roaming the road is a woman who they claim had been traveling with her husband on their wedding day. Their car crashed and it seems that her husband passed away on impact. And although she was able to free herself from the car, she was unable to walk and ultimately froze to death before anyone could save her. Drivers going down Route 2A have reported seeing a woman in a wedding dress standing or sometimes running along the road, and even appearing in front of vehicles at times and looking extremely frantic. She is usually seen screaming for help and begging drivers to help her husband. Some of the drivers claim she vanishes when they get close. Others claim that, very much like the little girl, she'll get in the vehicle and near the end of the road she'll just vanish, leaving the travelers shocked. There have been a few reports of people seeing military men walking the side of the road or standing between the trees if you happen to look that way, even though there's no military camps nearby nowadays. This could be due to the fact that soldiers have fought nearby before and those who died have been buried in the woods. People do claim to see soldiers a lot less often than the little girl and the bride, though. I'm going to stop the video here just for 1 second because unfortunately I do have to make a correction. I accidentally say in the video Chilton Road when it's actually Clinton Road. I was looking at a different haunting on Chilton Road and for some reason it stuck with me, and when I did the video, instead of saying Clinton, I said Chilton over and over and over again. So just please be aware, it is not Chilton Road, it's Clinton Road. Now to the southeast of Route 2A, all the way in New Jersey, there's a narrow 2-lane highway called Chilton Road, and it's home to a long list of oddities. The most famous being a child who is said to haunt one of the bridges on the road. Some people claim that the boy drowned in the lake under the road while trying to retrieve a toy from the water, while others claim that the boy was on the road and saw a quarter on the ground. He bent down to pick up the coin and while distracted was hit by an oncoming vehicle. The boy now haunts the bridge, and although I haven't seen any claims of anyone having seen him, they know he's there because when coins fall into the lake, the boy tosses them back out. That has led to a large amount of dark tourists visiting and tossing coins off the bridge, and there's a lot of coins on that lake now. So I'm not sure if it's just too many for the boy to toss back out or if the story isn't true, but the road, rocks around the lake, and bridge also have coins on them that look as if someone actually had tossed them back up from the lake towards the road. There is another story about the little boy, and I want to make very, very, very clear that I am in no way whatsoever condoning this because I feel that it's ridiculous to put your own life on the line to just test out the validity of a tale. However, people do say that if you go ahead and stand close to oncoming traffic or in front of it, you will be pushed by some unseen force right into the water. And of course, this force is supposed to be the boy saving you from the same fate that took his own life. So, just for the record, there are actually two bridges on Chilton Road, and they don't really point out which one is the one with the ghost child, but most people seem to believe that it is the bridge that is just above an old stone furnace. Now, this bridge, just like Route 2A, is also surrounded by woods, and these woods have been known to house all kinds of weird things. There are rumors that you can hear children laughing through the trees. There's satanic rituals being done in there that require animal sacrifices, and that there are dead chickens all over the woods. There's also aliens, albino tribes, a grayish white wolf with red and yellow eyes. There's floating dogs, hellhounds, druidic temples. There's phantom pickup trucks and headlights that seem to float without being attached to anything, but chase drivers and then suddenly vanish. There's even talk about how the KKK is using the ruins of a castle in the forest to hold secret meetings. There's really too many of these to go into detail with each of them in this video, but I did pick out two that called my attention and I think you'll find them interesting. The first is of another ghost that is said to haunt Chilton Road. It's a young woman who had been racing down Chilton Road in her 1988 blue Chevy Camaro and unfortunately was killed when she crashed into a cement barrier in one of the road's turns. Her spirit is said to haunt the road in a very particular way because she doesn't just show up. You have to summon her. And the way to do that is by driving down the road and telling her story to someone traveling with you. Now, supposedly, if you do this, she'll appear and you'll be able to see her blue Camaro speeding down the road just like it did the night she died. The second rumor honestly isn't a rumor because it can actually be corroborated with news articles and police reports. On May 14, 1983, a cyclist was riding his bike down Chilton Road and came across a human body that was being feasted on by a vulture. The body, which belonged to a man named Daniel Deppner, had been put inside a green garbage bag before being disposed of in the woods on the road. A man named Richard Kuklinski, also known as the Iceman, and who will probably get his own video on here at some point, was charged with the death. This incident gives some validity to other rumors that say that the woods are used by the mafia as a place to dispose of bodies. In fact, there are rumors that passers-by have found human heads detached from their bodies in trash bags when traveling near or through those woods. Now, if you do decide that you want to take a ride down Chilton Road, there's just a bit of advice that I can give you. The road is not well maintained and has one of the longest wait times for traffic lights in the US, which can take up to 5 minutes. So I suggest that you don't go in there thinking that you're going to be outrunning anything if things go south. So that's it for today. Let me know if you've ever encountered a creepy road and just knew something was in it, or if you've ever had contact with something that had been haunting a road. You can help my small channel grow by sharing it with others who love scary stories as well. And please remember to like if you liked and subscribe if you want more. See you next time.